What's up, everybody? My name is Steven.
Hey guys, I'm Allan.
Welcome to another episode of Paint Talk. And if you're watching today, we want you to know that we're important.
Camera guy says we should let y'all know we're kind of a big deal.
We're kind of a big deal. That One Painter right now is the fastest growing painting company in the nation. We recently surpassed 327 That One Painter franchise units across the nation. So that's who we are. And this is urethane enamel from Behr. Almost forgot which product we were talking about, but this is a really good product.
Yep.
With a little bit of negatives, some really good things. We're gonna talk about it. Allan has opinions on this product.
Yeah.
Allan, what do you want to say?
It's a really good urethane. I like it a lot for trim doors and anything, cabinets even, but if you're familiar with emerald urethane, my only knock on this product is it's pretty thin, a little more thin than emerald urethane, and the recoat window, similar to urethane, is not great, so it's really hard to get 2 coats in a day. You have to wait 4 to 8 hours.
It's like 2 coats recommended.
Yep.
For optimal durability. So like you're gonna have to do 2 coats, and
Yep.
you're going to have to do it in 2 days.
Yep. It definitely, if you're trying to paint something quick, it's probably not your product to go to. Probably Command or something with a quicker recoat window is better, because you're definitely going to need to be there for 2 days.
If you are a homeowner and you're going to use this product on some cabinetry, which it's a great product for that, or trim and doors, you need to be very careful with how much you apply. Because a product like this, what it will do is in all those little tiny corners, so like in the corners of the cabinet, especially where it's kind of inset, you're going to get very small and sometimes even a whole run coming down. So you'll get little drips for sure, and sometimes you'll get an entire run, and you really will be surprised, because you'll feel like you put on a normal coat or maybe even a light coat, and it's still gonna run on you. This product is best for spraying, but if you're brushing and rolling, you just need to be really careful, and then right as you're finished with an area, go right back and double check the corners and kind of clean up those corners a little bit, and then come back again and look at it again, just to make sure that you don't have any drips or runs that dry, and then you have to sand things down or whatever.
Yep.
You will have very similar problems with Benjamin Moore Advance, which is a really popular product, but it also runs very easily. This product, when you use it, feels very similar to that Advance product.
Yep.
Even though Advance is not a urethane product, it's still very similar.
Thin.
In the way that it feels.
You know a product's thin when the label literally tells you "do not thin."
Yeah.
You know,
because most paints you can actually thin a little bit.
Thin. So the fact you can't, you know that they know that this is already a pretty thin product, which is good for spraying, by the way. It means you can just pop this up, you know, get it going, and you can start spraying pretty quick.
So everybody's confused by this word right here, urethane alkyd enamel, and they're like, what in the world does that mean? This is not actually an alkyd paint, but what they're saying is that it has like an oil-based type of durability. Yeah. It will look a little bit like an oil-based finish when it's dry, but it's actually water-based, and it is easy to clean out, like your tools, your brushes, your rollers, your sprayer. It's all easy to clean it all out with water, just soap and water. But you have all those durability features that you would get from an oil-based paint. So this is kind of under that hybrid category, sort of. It's not like a true hybrid, but there's been a lot of hybrid paints and urethane paints and stuff coming out over the years with different technology. This is one of those from Behr. It's really good for trim doors cabinetry. Yep. And it's a good product. Just be careful to not put on a heavy coat at all. And
just quick point, like I think a lot of, especially like a lot of DIYers or people who don't know that much about paint, a lot of times people don't understand like where do I use an enamel, and where do I use, like, because you go to the store, you're just seeing these on the shelves. Obviously it says on the label like where they recommend it, but just to be clear, the reason you would want to use something like this on trim doors cabinets is because these paints, when they're in enamel, they're going to dry hard. So when that paint dries, it's going to actually be a hard finish, which is what you want on, like, you know, wood, on doors, on trim, on cabinets. You want that paint to dry hard. You don't want that on your walls, though. You want your walls and stuff to be like a little softer, more latexy, and kind of a more velvety finish.
And you want the larger surfaces to have more flexibility.
Yep, exactly.
Because the walls can shift and move. And if you have and enamels are hard and they have no flexibility.
No crack.
So like people are like, well, why don't I just paint everything in enamel?
Right.
Well, you wouldn't want to because it's too hard of a finish. It doesn't have any flexibility whatsoever. So you want to use it for trim and doors and cabinetry because you need that additional durability. But if you painted a whole wall, or like I've seen people like, oh, it's a lot of these are like interior exterior paints. This one is as well, interior and exterior. So I could just paint all my siding with this. It's like, it's not gonna look very good, idea. One, because it's not designed for that. Two, it doesn't have any flexibility at all, whereas like your typical like, latex paints and stuff are gonna have some flexibility to them.
But yeah, it's important to know. So when you're using an enamel, typically you're talking trim, window casings, doors, cabinets, stuff like that, like a lot of the wood features in your home. And then when you're talking walls on the sheetrock and everything, and then on exteriors, typically you just want to use more of a latex or an acrylic. Just if you were wondering, that's what I would recommend. This urethane is a great price point. It's probably one of the more friendly to the pocketbook of the urethanes that are out there. Just keep in mind, it is a dry slowing product, so you're definitely not going to be able to get a project
dry slowing.
Between coats, it doesn't dry. The recoat sucks. So 4 to 8 hours, and if it's humid, it'll take even longer. I've actually done a few projects where like the recoat window extended out to like even a couple days. So like in Houston, I know they're having some flooding right now, probably really humid out there. Just stuff like that. Keep that stuff in mind. There are other enamels that have a way shorter recoat time, so you can get projects done a little quicker.
That's exactly right. Who's the thing? Urethane.